A skilled hunter, a deadly archer, a survivor who sparked a revolution. An impressive resume. But could you actually live like Katniss Everdeen? In this video, we're breaking down what it really takes to be the girl on fire and whether any normal person could handle her lifestyle. How fit would you need to be? What skills would you have to master? How much would the gear cost? We'll look at what's real and what's fantasy and see if you have what it takes to survive like Katniss. Let's start by looking at her daily survival routine. What does it take to live like Katniss? In the books and movies, her day starts before dawn. She's up around 5 a.m., slipping under the fence into the woods while District 12 is still asleep. This early start isn't just dedication, it's survival. Her family depends on what she brings home. She spends hours hunting in the wilderness. That means tracking animals, climbing trees, setting snares, and staying completely silent for long stretches. It's not a casual walk in the woods. She's moving through rough terrain, pulling a bow that requires serious upper body strength, and staying alert for dangers. After hunting, she trades at the black market. Then she heads home to help with her sister and handle household duties. And that's just a normal day before the games even start. During the games themselves, she barely sleeps. She's constantly moving, fighting, and using every ounce of energy just to stay alive. To maintain this lifestyle, you'd need the endurance of a cross-country athlete combined with the strength of a gymnast. Fitness experts say someone living like Katniss would need to be in the top 10% of physical conditioning. That's not your average gym membership level of fitness. And here's the kicker, she's doing all this on a limited diet. District 12 is poor. She's not eating 3 balanced meals a day. She's working on whatever games she can catch and the occasional piece of bread. Try doing all that on an empty stomach. Quick pause, if this kind of analysis interests you, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe for more. Now let's talk about her signature weapon. Katniss is known for her bow and arrow, and her skills are no joke. In the training scenes, she scores an 11 out of 12 from the game makers. That's almost perfect. But how realistic is that level of accuracy? Jennifer Lawrence trained with Olympic archer Katuna Lorig to prepare for the role. Lorig is a 5-time Olympian who taught Lawrence proper form and technique. Archery experts say Lawrence's form in the movies is actually quite good for target shooting. But here's where reality diverges from the story. Olympic archery form is designed for stationary targets in controlled conditions. Katniss hunts moving animals in the woods, shoots while running, and hits targets from impossible angles. Experts point out that this Olympic style wouldn't work well for the hunting scenarios shown in the films. Real hunters use a different technique. They need to shoot faster, from awkward positions, often while the target is moving. Professional archers say Katniss's movie accuracy while moving that much would be nearly impossible without computer assistance. Some of her shots are just movie magic. To become even a decent archer takes years of practice. To reach Katniss's level, you'd need to start young like she did and practice almost daily for a decade. We're talking thousands of hours drawing a bow, building that specific muscle memory. It's not something you pick up over a summer. Archery is just one piece of the puzzle. Katniss knows which plants are edible and which ones will kill you. She can identify medicinal herbs, set traps, build shelters, start fires without matches, and navigate by the stars. This is a whole encyclopedia of wilderness survival knowledge. In the books, her father taught her these skills before he died in a mining accident. She was only 11 when she lost him, which means she learned fast and retained everything. That kind of knowledge typically takes survivalists years to accumulate through courses, field experience, and lots of trial and error. She can tell the difference between dozens of plant species at a glance. One mistake means poisoning herself or her family. She understands animal behavior well enough to predict their movements and set effective traps. She knows how to dress game, preserve meat, and identify water sources. Real-world wilderness survival experts say her knowledge base is equivalent to someone who spent their entire life in the backcountry. We're talking about skills that indigenous peoples passed down through generations. You can't learn this from a YouTube video or a weekend camping trip. So you want to be Katniss? Let's talk money. Her father made her first bow by hand, but a quality hunting bow today costs anywhere from $200 to $1,000 depending on the type. Professional competition bows can run you about $1,500 or more. Then you need arrows. Good hunting arrows cost about $10 to $15 each, and you'll need at least a dozen to start. A decent quiver runs $50 to $100. Add in an arm guard, finger tabard glove, and a bow stringer, and you're looking at another $50 to $100 in basic accessories. Don't forget the practice targets. A good archery target costs $50 to $200. If you want to practice regularly, you'll need to replace foam inserts, which adds up over time. For wilderness survival gear, you'd need a quality knife, which runs $50 to $200 for something reliable. A fire starter kit, water purification tools, a basic first aid kit, and other essentials can easily add another $200 to $500. And that's just the gear. If you want proper training, archery lessons cost $30 to $100 per hour. Wilderness survival courses run anywhere from $200 for a weekend workshop to thousands of dollars for comprehensive programs. All told, to properly equip and train yourself to Katniss's level, you're looking at an initial investment of $2,000 to $5,000, plus ongoing costs for practice, maintenance, and continued training. That's not counting the years of time investment. Being Katniss sounds tough, right? Science confirms it's even harder than it looks. The human body has limits that even the most dedicated training can't fully overcome. First, the physical demands would catch up with you. Pulling a hunting bow requires 40 to 60 pounds of force. Doing that dozens of times a day, every day, would lead to repetitive strain injuries. Archers commonly deal with shoulder problems, elbow pain, and wrist issues even with proper form and rest. Climbing trees constantly would be brutal on your joints. Rock climbers train for years to build the necessary strength and technique, and they still deal with finger injuries, shoulder problems, and knee issues. Katniss does this while carrying weapons and supplies, making it even more demanding. The sleep deprivation during the games would wreck your decision-making ability. Studies show that after just 24 hours without sleep, your reaction time and judgment decline to levels similar to being legally drunk. Katniss goes days with minimal rest while making life or death decisions. In reality, this would end badly. The constant stress would take a massive psychological toll. Even trained soldiers deal with PTSD after combat. Katniss experiences trauma repeatedly and somehow keeps functioning at a high level. Mental health experts say this isn't realistic for most people without serious support systems. The limited diet combined with high activity levels would lead to malnutrition. Athletes need around 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day for intense training. Katniss surviving on whatever she can hunt or gather, which might be 1,500 to 2,000 calories on a good day. Your body can't sustain that deficit long term without serious health consequences. After looking at everything, it's clear that being Katniss Everdeen in real life isn't realistic for most people. The skill level is too high. The physical demands are too extreme. The mental toughness required is extraordinary. But that doesn't mean we can't learn from her character. We can develop some archery skills. We can learn basic wilderness survival. We can work on our physical fitness and mental resilience. The key is understanding that the character is designed to be exceptional, not average. Katniss works in the story because she's been forced by circumstances to develop these skills from a young age. She's a product of necessity, not choice. Most of us don't face life or death survival situations daily, and that's a good thing. The skills she has are real and can be learned. Olympic archers exist. Wilderness survival experts are out there teaching these skills. The difference is that real people specialize. They focus on one or two areas and become excellent at those, rather than being a master of everything like Katniss. So could you handle being Katniss for a day? Maybe, if you trained hard for years. For a week? That would push even professional athletes and survival experts to their limits. For months on end like she does in the story? Science says no. That's beyond normal human capacity without serious consequences. Smash that like button, subscribe if you want more reality versus fiction breakdowns, and comment which character's lifestyle you want me to analyze next. Your suggestion might be the next video. Fantasy might push beyond human limits, but understanding what's real makes the story even better.